Was that the, oh man, not wait.
We need
Good
to,
morning. It is Monday, June 8th, 2026, and we are here for our county administrator update. We have one guest in the room and one friend.
You can't.
Emotional support friend.
That's awesome. Good morning, commissioners.
Good morning, Tom.
I'll start with the clerk of the board. Any updates from the clerk today? Anything you'd like to chat about?
yes.
I received an email from Krista Marismendi in district court. She would like to cancel the district court update at 10:30. Her words are due to a change in leadership. The presiding judge is supposed to be sending a letter to elected officials and department heads to inform them of this change. I have not seen that yet, so.
Okay.
First I heard about it was this morning.
Happy Monday.
Same here.
Well, interesting. I am actually very curious about that. So, anyway, is that all you had?
I think so.
Okay. So I've asked about, as the board knows, the Decorah and I met with Baker Tilly regarding the audit, and we were sent a draft copy. We did have a meeting with them, go over that. We've asked them to remove the watermark draft and send us the actual report. I have not received that. I did send an email out today asking, all you're doing is removing a watermark. Why is it taking a week? So.
Is this for the financial or the payroll?
No, the financial payroll is underway. I haven't had a chance to discuss that with Decorah this morning. That is on her plate, the payroll audit, and I don't know what the current status of that is. So, but what I would suggest is that when we do get the actual report, that we distribute it to the CFO and to the auditor, let them review it. And I would like to schedule an executive session with them and the other elected officials.
They haven't seen a draft at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. And we can go into executive session and discuss why that is if you'd like, but there wasn't really a need. It was based on testing. It was based on documents received. So there is no, in Baker Tilly's estimation, they give people the option of reviewing the draft and providing a response. They have never had, in their history, a report that was changed because of the responses, because the reports are based on documents received and testing. So anyway, and then after that, I would like to start working on scheduling a budget retreat for all elected department heads and to get together somewhere and discuss the upcoming budget, what the expectations are, the things that we're going to have from the elected officials. And we're going to be in a mess this year with, a new treasurer taking over,
A new auditor?
A new auditor, yeah. And
I don't know if we're going to be in a mess, but it's just going to be different.
I think it's going to be a mess.
Or
We still don't have, department heads still are not getting budget to actuals. Department heads and elected still can't reconcile their budgets. So I'm really just worried about this year's budget. Rob, I saw your Facebook post regarding the gorge and the walk around you did. That was a great post, by the way. I'm just curious if when you and Gary were wandering around, if he discussed the jail at all or issues he had with the jail. Okay. The Anthony.
Basically just all the projects out there
Yeah.
and what they kind of want to see
Yeah.
in the future.
I thought it was a great post. I'm working with Anthony through Merchant McIntyre. They had a veteran suicide prevention grant pop up. It was kind of new. This happened just a few weeks ago. The turnaround is pretty quick, but Anthony's been able to get information pretty fast. I've got some follow-up to do today, and we're going to have another follow-up call with them, but that's tracking well. It looks like Anthony's going to get a pretty decent grant for veteran suicide awareness and prevention. we'll be scheduling a groundbreaking for the coroner's office. We've begun out there. All of the site is grubbed. There was a homeless person living out there. He's no longer there. We're still muddling through the City of Moses Lake's online permit portal. I got 3 emails this morning saying fees are due. And I log onto the site and it says all fees are paid. So there's just this continual weirdness with the City of Moses Lake's permit portal. When I, not to cast shade, but when I compare my experience with Grant County's permit portal in the City of Moses Lakes, I'm pretty happy with Grant County. So I just continue to have these weird issues, and I don't know if it's I think it's just the way the program runs. I'm not like blaming anybody, but it's pretty convoluted. And it's really hard. The building permit right now, there's a little flag that pops up, says item returned to applicant. But there's no notes as to what that is. Nobody's received anything. We don't know if we're supposed to be taking action. And everything is a call to the city. It's like, well, what does this mean? Who flagged this? Who caused this to happen? So we just continue to almost, weekly, there's 2 or 3 different things that
I
pop
assume
up.
there's no communication from them,
There's if I call, so, but
you have to make that call.
yeah. Well, they should be able to rely. They should be able to rely on their permit portal, right? There shouldn't really, that's the whole point. But it's just weird when you're getting pop-ups and you're getting emails, and then you go into that permit portal and there's nothing there to find, so it doesn't match the emails you're getting or the communications you're getting through the portal. So anyway, but we are going to schedule a groundbreaking for the coroner's office, and I thought I would invite some city officials to that. Should be in the next couple of weeks. Leidig's getting shovels together. I'll make sure you're not just sticking a shovel into a chunk of basalt like I did at the jail. I'll do it better this time.
Are the plans public?
The
on
plans?
Coroner's office?
Or
the rendition or?
I can send them to you. It's not classified or confidential or anything like that. So.
They were requested from me.
Oh, okay.
It's not the plans, but just like the rendering.
Yeah. We don't have a 3D rendering, but I can get one done. So.
Or just front view. Doesn't need to be anything special in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I can get that too. And then the 17th is the ribbon cutting for the jail. I need to get with Joey and put together an actual schedule of events and get it posted. I believe he's going to have the honor guard there. We're going to be performing both the ribbon cutting and a flag raising ceremony. Would any of the commissioners want to make remarks at that, or defer to me, or just Joey?
We'd hate to steal Kevin's thunder because he is the chair.
Okay. Kevin. I'll look forward to your remarks.
Kevin, can you either say something or
Do whatever we-
appoint somebody?
Yeah.
Since we've never done that before,
That's true.
We'll-
Well, we made
we'll, let
we
you-
made remarks. We had a podium. We made remarks at the groundbreaking for it because it's a massive project. So, I can make remarks too, so I can speak. And I'm sure Joey's going to have
It'll
something.
probably be
to say.
hot, so sometimes short and sweet, or you can defer it to Tom, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
But
you just tell me what we need to do.
okay, all right. I'll get with Joey this week. I know that we've had numerous discussions and just we haven't coalesced to put together an actual schedule of events. So, and I saw he posted on Facebook about the ribbon cutting, so he's officially invited the public. And I know that Danny Stone is going to be there. Did you ever hear from former Commissioner Stevens? Do you know if he's gonna...
No, do you,
I ran
when you
into
find the
him.
invitation, is there an invitation out that I could forward?
There isn't a
That's
formal...
funny, I just ran into him the other day. I should have.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I was waiting to see something, usually we'll get like formal, and then I was just gonna forward it to Tom and to Richard, and then, I don't think I have.
Tom Taylor's not going to make it up here.
No, but it just would be nice to,
Yeah,
because he was a commissioner at that time.
Yeah, I sent him a challenge coin.
Okay,
So-
oh, thank you.
Yeah, I spoke to him a couple of days ago.
Okay,
So-
so he knows about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's not, he will not
Richard
be.
will probably be here then,
So,
because
yeah.
he's pretty close.
Yeah, no, I did reach out to both Danny Stone and Tom Taylor,
Okay.
so but I've lost contact info for Richard. I know I could
Oh,
probably walk
okay.
to his house, but
The hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah, I just ran into him at Safeway the other day, getting
Yeah.
fuel.
yeah. So, all right, well, I'll, more to come on that this weekend, of course, is Sage and Son. And Chief for a day, right, Thursday, so I know maintenance is working with the sheriff. We're working with the chamber to get things ready for that. They do have a drone show that's happening Saturday night over the courthouse, so that'll be kind of cool.
I saw that.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I'm also going to have to write a formal letter turning over the operations of the building, the new facility, to the sheriff currently and always. Thank you, Cindy. The BOCC will own the facility just like every facility. But with the conclusion of construction activities, we need to officially turn over operational responsibility to the sheriff. But in that letter, I want to make sure we express the need for the shared use of the facility with all electeds and for the use of some of the rooms for official county functions like budget hearings or commissioner hearings and that kind of thing. So I'll be putting that together and probably sometime around the ribbon cutting, give it to Joey and say, here you go. Make it work.
What's our thoughts on the commissioner meetings up there in that room?
Well, I mean,
If we're gonna do it, we probably need to start scheduling.
We're gonna have meetings up there?
We talked about it, well, like quite a while ago,
yeah,
just having like one a month or one every other month or something, just to kind of stay active in that building. In their, what's that room called, their press room?
the media room.
Yeah, they have a giant.
Which isn't completely outfitted yet. We don't have FTR in there yet. We don't,
Yeah.
so that stuff still needs to be installed. And then, any thoughts on whether or not you want to hold commissioner meetings in the evenings, like a city council meeting, or do you want to just, for more public participation, or do you want to keep your schedule the same, and only try and do that for some of our budget hearings? I know
Oh, they want some of our budget hearings in the evening?
well, I've discussed that just loosely with the board. We didn't make any formal plans. After hearing about Clallam County's experience doing that, which was really positive.
Oh, yeah, you brought that up in the fall.
Yeah, I thought it would be a great idea for us to try that. Obviously, the room needs to be set up for that. And, there's a little bit of coordination there, but it's just, you're giving the public a much better opportunity to engage in the budget process and listen to what we're doing, because it's really different when you hold your meetings at 8 o'clock in the morning instead of 6 o'clock in the
Well, I
evening.
would really like to have numbers. If we're gonna open it to the public.
Yeah.
Or,
Right.
when you have
Maybe
the
this is
actual
something,
budget,
again, something we
shoot
can
for it.
discuss during the budget retreat and discuss how exactly we want to
Because
do it.
sometimes we are seeing it, the budget.
Yeah, you imagine if we had like a budget meeting and there were 60 people there
And we don't have the numbers
I know.
on our screen, we can't find them.
That'd be good times.
That would be good time.
Because previously we had a book, so it was really easy to look at the book. You could kind of review it and see what was coming up. But
Yeah.
The sheriff's office, they'll probably have a whole wall that's a screen. At least have fancy gizmos.
I don't know when they're gonna do that.
but yeah, I would.
No, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of movement there. And thank you for Corinne's info. I am in touch with her. I got to get back in touch with her this week, so I'll follow up on that. And then my annual leave hours are definitely climbing. I'm gonna have to take some time off. Finding myself lately in a bit of a foul mood when it, in regards to some of the things that are politically going on around here. So I think I need to take some time off and clear my head.
Sometimes you need to learn to walk away
I do.
and just leave it be, not get angry, not get, just walk away from some things.
it's
But it's
just-
hard.
It's,
What happened to you the other night? Disappeared.
Did Rob walk away? It was a situation, he was just, I'm gonna walk away, I'm gonna keep my peace.
well,
Thursday night. That helps.
Yeah, as we try, you guys are probably sick of hearing me say this, but, you know, as we try and drive culture forward into a, you know, a positive direction, the actions of other electeds and some of the attitudes,
Sorry.
just
sorry.
disgusting. And I'm just disgusted by it and just need to take a break.
Sometimes everybody just needs a little regroup,
So
kind of like change the subject, regroup, and I guess.
that's just really disappointing. So you just expect better. And I'm not talking, you know, I mean, there's comparison to be made. There really is, about the engagement of the Board of County Commissioners, the things you're responsible for, the things you do when you compare it to other elected officials. And I think there's some big differences there, you know. And I think this community has, I'm not just blowing smoke. I think this community's got good county commissioners.
Well, thank you.
I think it struggles elsewhere. But anyway.
Which makes it more difficult for the three of us.
Yeah. So the district court has been canceled for today. I don't have anything to discuss on consent either. Nothing, unless you guys had any questions about that or about the leadership report from last week. People are tracking, doing pretty well. Kim's doing really well over there in New Hope, getting her feet under her. You know, she is drinking from a fire hose, but doing really good. Cade is doing pretty good over there as our new engineer, you know, and I know that
Kate walked into a year
He did.
of
he's got a lot to
It's a
do.
mess.
2 years. of mess.
Yeah, a lot to do.
lacking engineers, so.
Yeah. Andy and I are still trying to schedule our deal with Mr. Tomer.
I talked to him this morning, told him that he needs to get that set up.
And I saw the email that we received for Jim Cook from a citizen. That's a great email that, you know, we should all hope to get communications from the public like that. So I think you all read it, you know, about him and his staff going above and beyond. Just a great feather in their cap. So there's a lot of good things happening, despite some of the detractors. So, and we have a really cool new mascot. So,
Only until my mom's done with court.
okay.
I wish you in court.
Did you get that letter from Mr. Schiffner last week?
Yeah, I was going to talk to the prosecutor. I might have, yeah.
It's right here. I haven't read it yet.
You know, I have a suggestion.
Once the jail's empty, there's gonna be cells open.
I'm thinking about, you know, why can't I just throw a Connex in the back and put a door on it?
For what?
For an attorney-client meeting room. We don't have to have them.
We actually do. If they're a public defender, we do.
So,
We have to have an area for, if there's any public defenders, yes, we do. Brett Hill can tell you.
and we have one. It's just not convenient.
And I don't know if we have to have.
I did forward a copy of that letter to Tom and to Brett Hill because he was named in the letter and Brett did send back a response.
He did.
I can forward it to the board. if you
Okay, do
want.
we have the response from Brett?
It's just, you
No,
know,
it was
when you
just-
get when you get an
I can
email
send it
from
right now.
somebody and it's just a threat.
Well,
Right.
it's just that
You know,
gotta consider the source.
I mean, how badly do you want us to work with you if all you're gonna do is open up with a threat?
Well, like I say, you gotta consider the source. That's just how he is. It's all good.
It's the last person I wanna work with.
Well, sometimes we get to,
I don't know why you couldn't do a conditioned Connex or, you know, like an office Connex or
Yeah.
whatchamacallit, a portable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna have the entire jail empty.
Yeah. What we do with that though, we're still, as a matter of fact, I was supposed to walk around with Phil Coates on that last week. And we didn't get a chance. I'm gonna try again this week to walk around as we figure out. I have another idea for, so the single point of entry, which is still, believe it or not, still in the books. Our architect scrapped the original design for that and started over. That we found some pretty serious design flaws. But I have an idea. So when we enclose those areas, between the annex and the Law and Justice Building, everybody will walk in from either side of that and they'll go through security. There's 2 security stations. You can go to the Law and Justice or you can go to the courthouse annex. But every time you try and go back and forth, there's a lot of travel back and forth between the annex and the Law and Justice Building, a lot. You're constantly walking through that security vestibule. For employees, I am going to suggest that there's actually, it's going to look like a 2-story single point of entry. The first story, when you walk in from the street level, you go through security and you're in the buildings, right? But at the entrance, at the end of the hallway, right next to the BOCC offices and to a courtroom 209, extend that hallway across. So that would be a secure private hallway between the courts and the Law and Justice Building and the annex for employees.
So you're talking about our old courtroom.
Yeah, that hallway right there. So that hallway, what it would do is that hallway, we would open up that wall and connect the Law and Justice Building, not just down on the bottom, but on the second floors as well. And we could put card key access there, but then we would have unfettered access back and forth as employees and not have to continually walk through the security vestibule. And I think that would be so we're trying to draw that in right now and see what it looks like. But yeah.
Makes sense.
Any thoughts? Any ideas? What do you think of that, Caitlin? Okay. I don't have anything else for you today. It's a short update. I apologize.
And that's always good when it's a short update. That means that we don't have like a ton of fires.
I don't have a ton of fires other than other elected officials.
Well, don't look too hard because I'm sure they're out there. We just don't want to.
Yeah. And Leidig, they clean up. So their fences, trailers, everything are out this week. Our superintendent from the jail, John Hampshire, is officially full-time over at the coroner's office there. So expect that to really get moving pretty soon.
Okay, and Sunlight Estates has requested a meeting, I think, with Public Works. I'm not sure if Andy was going to go ahead and work towards setting that up. I really can't remember between all of my emails back and forth.
With who?
Sunlight Estates. They have a very large request of
Yes.
information. I told them you're going to have to do a public records request. I don't even have most of that.
Well, my understanding is, so Dave Bren modeled a special events permit after Kittitas or Klickitat County. And Andy brought it to me. I asked Andy to take it and send it around to everybody. There's a lot to discuss. It's on its surface, it's a great idea and it looks good, but there's going to be various triggering events, and depending on what people check off in the permit application, it's going to then have to get forwarded to either the fire marshal or building and planning or the health district or all or both or whatever. And we need to consider fees for that. And then, if a special event that has more than 250 people is applied for, building and planning's already got a formal process for that and conditional use permits and other types of permits. So really the special event permits that Public Works would have to deal with are going to be for 249 people or less. This Sunland Estates, they just want to close down all their streets so that they can have, I've never been down there, but
I don't think it's all their streets. I think some of them that have like golf cart races and.
Yeah, it's a massive block party.
Yeah.
Basically.
But they usually just request something from Public Works, letting them requesting, but it's not all their streets, it's just some of them.
Yeah, they've requested from Public Works to be able to close down the streets and entering there.
Oh, okay, I didn't know it's all of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
so. And I think there's been some communication outside of what I'm aware of. I think Andy may have reached out to our sheriff's office, and the sheriff basically said they didn't want to have anything to do with it. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
But again, without a formal process in place to You know, I mean, I told Andy as well. I said, I mean, do you even really have to have a permit process? Because if you did absolutely nothing and somebody closed down the streets and then somebody filed a complaint, then the sheriff would have to show up, right? I think all those things have to be debated, you know.
I think they have a little parade route and stuff, so,
Yeah,
I didn't realize all of them.
that's my understanding.
But yeah, they're for the gorge, and the gorge is supposed to provide a traffic plan to Public Works and not to the sheriff. I think they're getting mixed up. The sheriff has a contract with them for the security.
Security, yeah.
Public Works, they deal with the roads, which the
Yeah.
sheriff provides oversight on those roads, but it's Public Works that, you know,
Yeah,
will allow certain things and they don't allow, because of the law, other things to happen.
well, again, I think getting everybody in the same room, well, there's two things going on. There's the request from some of the states, but there's the need for our internal departments to get together and understand
Well,
how
I
we
think it's
manage
been
that.
new. We just had a lot of transition
Yeah.
between Live Nations, Public Works.
Yeah, I think Andy said he was gonna talk to Clayton Hobbs, this
Yeah.
week. Try to get that figured out.
But I think some of the states would like a dedicated road, a lane to go just for them, and we typically don't dedicate lane. I mean, if everything's going well, the traffic should not be blocked. You should not spend 15 minutes
Trying to get home.
looking at a car, one
They
vehicle.
came up with a way to do that now.
Okay,
That
so
was
the
one thing that they
traffic
showed
will be
me.
moving.
Yeah.
Okay, you did a video with,
No, Gary, they kind of made ideas. So they have the 3 lanes coming in
Uh-huh.
and they go all the way past Sunland. But what happens is if you are going to Sunland, you'll just stay in the right lane. So now what they're doing is they're going to just, on those busy ones, they're just going to try to have the signs that say, you know, Sunland Estates can use center lane. And then they're going to put a sheriff vehicle at the Sunland turn. So if somebody going to the concert thinks I'm going to go down the middle and skip it all, they're going to direct them to Sunland basically. Or then they can flip around and get.
oh, so they are gonna dedicate that center lane just
Yeah.
for Sunland?
And then they're going to have, because they're
Is
patrol
that the
vehicles.
sheriff?
Yeah,
Because the problem is the sheriff is telling them one thing. They need
They
to work
met
with public,
they
they
all
didn't meet
met
with
though.
Public Works?
I think so.
Perfect, because they've been, sounds like they're kind of,
Then they're gonna use a patrol vehicle with the lights going, basically as like a
Traffic control.
pace car.
Oh,
So like, I don't know, they had ideas, Bo and
So
stuff.
they'll use a.
And
they met with
vehicle
them, I
as a
guess.
pilot
okay, and
program.
I
last
hope
week.
they're working, because they had some ideas, but Public Works was not included in, I sent you the information. And
Well, after that first weekend concert, I'm pretty sure that caught a lot of people's attention.
yeah, that's
Sitting 9
crazy
hours in
that,
cars.
yeah. Well, that wasn't really a problem on our end. It was, the traffic was bottlenecked. The open light, the traffic was
Yeah.
bottlenecked getting in. 2 gates were open. A lot of things that created a big problem. Well, thank you, Rob, for looking into that.
It wasn't intentional, I had a
You just
ticket and
happened to
some
be
free
there?
time and I didn't really want to go, so I was like, hey, you guys want to show me all the issues? And
Yeah.
so I went.
Good deal. I got nothing else for you unless you have something for me.
Can't think of anything.
Caitlin?
I have something. Just now, Missy McKnight sent an email asking to cancel the assessor's office update this morning. She says she's working on an issue in PAX that affects the treasurer's office.
Okay.
2 down.
Wow.
I can ask if
You wanna
there's
just
any-
reach out to everybody else and just see if they just take the
I
rest
know,
of the day
usually
off?
it's when we have the holiday, like on Tuesday, we come here with all these meetings and everybody's canceling.
I can ask if there's anybody else that can attend in her place if you'd like.
Sure.
While we're in recess. Her update's at 10.
It's worth a shot.
Okay. Well, thank you, commissioners.
Thanks,
Okay,
sir.
now I've got to figure out if we're supposed to start at the meeting, but I
Got nothing
think.
else, we're gonna go into recess until 9:30.
I know, sorry, you were
You
busy.
didn't tell me.
I know, you were busy.
You said you
Good
knew.
morning, it is 9:30 and we're here
But I didn't know it was
for our
on the
update with
table.
development services. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. All right, I am here on behalf of Jim, who is unavailable today, to give you the development services update. The building department has nothing new to report. The fire marshal would like me to convey to you that there was a lot of fires this weekend. Most of them were due to illegal burns on personal property, just getting out of control, and they were all relatively small and mostly contained now. He mentioned that it's currently a lot drier, and there's been a lot more fires at this time of year than normal. So just if you guys are out there, make it known to everybody to hopefully not burn, especially on windy days. The other item from the fire marshal, we received a email notification from the Crescent Bar Association, and they will be holding 4 events this summer, and they just wanted the county to be aware. So we should see some activities happening down there throughout the summer. All right, as far as planning goes, I gave you all a copy of an inquiry that I received from a development company who has a project called Hope Source out in Moses Lake in the city limits, and they are looking for letters of support from elected officials. And so they were wondering if the county would be willing to sign a letter of support. They've given me a draft letter, which I can email over to you guys for your review. I just wanted to provide you some of the information before I sent the email over, so I'm not sending it to you blind, so you guys can consider that and potentially, hopefully, do a letter of support. My understanding is part of the project is affordable housing for seniors, and then another part of the project is for the rehabilitation of folks there in the city. Outside of that, Jim and I have been quite busy again in the last couple of weeks. We spent 2 days last week at the Crab Creek Summit that was put on by the Conservation District. That was a great use of our time. I felt like the first day was at Wanapum Dam, and there was a lot of good agencies represented there, and it was really nice to hear about how much people wanted to collaborate on overlapping issues. There was also a lot of representations from farmers there, which I thought was really great. The second day we toured Royal Dairy and saw their operation, which is pretty interesting. They have a lot of innovative things going on with worm farming and compost and cows, and it was nice to tour that and see that as well. Myself, Jim, and Rob have all been attending the NACO Rural Energy Technical Assistance Cohort, where we've been learning about renewable energy. That came to an end last week, and the product of that was Jim has drafted a new renewable energy ordinance, which we aren't quite ready to get in front of the Planning Commission yet, but we hope to this summer. And that speaks to wind, since we just recently brought a wind moratorium for you guys to extend. We also had our Shrub Step Mitigation Bank kickoff meeting last week with Fish and Wildlife and the Conservation District. We're going to reconvene in a couple weeks and start reviewing that pilot bank, and hopefully we can proceed with having that established in the next few months. Also, just so you guys are aware, I sat in on behalf of Jim on Friday on the City of Moses Lake Resource Committee, which is part of their comprehensive plan update. I'm not entirely sure how or who was on the committee or why the city picked certain individuals, but the conversation was quite tense, and it got a little sidelined from talking about the normal housing and the comp plan update stuff. And my understanding, being relatively new to the county, is that it was quite a few developers who are frequent flyers, even in the county, and they were pretty upset about the Urban Growth Area and Growth Management Act, and they aren't interested in growing in a smart manner, and they have a lot of resistance to that. I also took away that they were unfavorable to the county, and they thought that we weren't doing a great job at collaborating, which came as a shock to me, because every meeting I've been in with Jim so far, he's been very, willing and has a high desire to collaborate with the city and other stakeholders. So I don't know where that's coming from, being as I'm new, but I was a little bit taken back by that. And I plan to debrief Jim tomorrow when he's back in the office to maybe reach out to some of those individuals to find out where that's coming from. We obviously might have a little bit different of opinion about growth in the urban growth areas, but there's nothing we can do about that. So I assume Jim and I will be in lots of conversations going forward, trying to get in front of that and find out what that's about from those folks. So other than that, energy still continues to be kind of at the forefront of what we're working on. Quincy Solar, which is a about 700 acre solar farm that was permitted in 2019 off of Road 10 Northeast, is about to be under construction. Jim and I went out for a site visit last week, and they've graded the site, and we have a site visit coming up, I believe, this week to meet with the contractors, and so that should be under construction here shortly. And then the other big one that Jim's been working on in particular is Royal Slope. That's the one out towards Mattawa, and they are continuing to experience some issues with the federal NEPA process, which is taking a lot longer than expected, and there's some new roadblocks to that. So we're trying to navigate on our end what to do with our permitting process as we wait for the federal government to get through their environmental permitting process. And last but not least, Jim and I are heading to Morrow County next Monday to meet with their county staff and their county commissioners to discuss solar data and transmission siting.
Morrow County?
Morrow County.
What's
It's
that?
down near kind of Boardman, Hermiston
Okay.
area. They were supposed to come up a couple weeks ago, and their county commissioner had a conflict at the last minute that arose. And so Jim and I offered to go down instead because I think it was a little bit difficult for them to get up here. Our hope is after we meet with them down there, they will come up and meet with us. They'd like to see Grant County and what we're doing as far as siting projects. The really interesting thing that Jim and I are excited about is that Morrow County has 10 data centers, I believe all but one, or maybe 10 in unincorporated county. So they've been siting data centers in the county and not just in the city. So I'm really curious personally about how they're doing that and meeting water and other environmental constraints. And they've also apparently done some transmission siting, which transmission is the big thing that's coming up more and more in Washington, obviously with Jim potentially sitting or being nominated to sit on advisory for transmission. I think that's going to be kind of the next big topic.
And you're going next weekend? Or
On
next
Monday, next Monday, so a week
Okay.
from today.
Do you mind sending just a quick little letter to the commissioners since you're doing out-of-state travel?
Sure.
So we can approve out-of-state travel for you and Jim.
Okay.
And we'll do it as a walk-on.
Yeah, we're just gonna go down there in the morning and come back in the
But
afternoon.
I think we still, because it's out of state, in case there's.
Incident.
I will reach
Quick
out
little-
to some, but do
Yeah,
I need to reach out to HR to ask what to do with that?
No, just send a letter to, just send
Okay.
just a quick email that you and Jim are planning on going, and then I'm gonna put it on the agenda right now as a walk-on.
Okay.
Just we have to approve all out-of-state
Oh,
travel,
okay, sorry.
even if it's, no, it's totally fine, you probably didn't know that.
I did not know
And
that.
most of the time, people don't realize, even when you're just a day trip, that
Yeah.
you're still out of state. So I will put it on as a walk-on.
Okay.
So yeah, just a simple little letter, email will work.
Okay. So that's all I had for you. Do you guys have any questions?
No, you guys have been really busy.
Yeah, very busy.
Sorry, I'm writing this down so I don't forget. Because tomorrow we will try to, we'll be racking my brain on what was that walk-on? We had one walk-on, what was it?
All right.
That was it. Oh, I did have a question. I believe we issued a conditional use permit for
No clerk office update either.
a conditional use permit for Mattawa for a flea market. And it was probably in 2008,
Okay.
2009. And they're having some issues with the parking, and things, and I don't think it's ever been, I don't believe, I think the flea market is in the county,
Yeah,
not in the city, so unless it's been annexed in. But they're having issues, parking issues, and they're claiming that they can't really enforce the parking issues when they're blocking people's driveways because it's county, but I do believe we had a hearing on it, so I'm assuming it's a conditional use permit.
probably. I
But
can look
think
into
like,
it.
Could have been 7 or 8.
We also has anyone turned in any complaints to the code enforcement officers? That would be the best spot to start is code enforcement. I believe we have a meeting at the end of this week or maybe next week with them and I
I
can bring it up.
don't know, because some of the parking is happening in the city, some of it in the county, yeah. I think
Okay.
they're just trying
So
to figure
our-
out, because everybody says it's not our problem, it's not. So
I don't know what the
Okay.
city does for their enforcement. Obviously the sheriff's office does ours. So if they're blocking driveways in unincorporated county, then and people turn in a code enforcement complaint, the officers will follow up with that.
Okay,
If it's in the city, I don't really know.
okay,
what
well,
the
I think their parking lot expanded. I
Okay.
mean, their business expanded, so it pretty much covered up their parking lot, so they don't really have parking any longer, so it's kind of forcing people to park outside of their venue.
Okay. Well, maybe
So-
that's something we can look at.
If that was done under conditional use permit, did they extend it under their conditional use
Yeah,
permit?
if they had a parking lot and they've converted it to something else, they should have
Well,
gotten
I
a
think we were
permit.
looking, and it looks like
They just decided to.
it just
expand
kept
without
adding
telling
more and
anybody.
more.
Yeah, we can look
Okay.
into it and see if we need to revisit it from a land use standpoint or if
But
it's
I want to
something.
say, yeah, it was, Leroy Allison was here, so that was probably 2007 or 2008.
Okay.
Do we have anything that,
I don't know how great our records are, but when Doris gets back tomorrow, I can have her start looking to pull the original file.
or maybe we just need to, and I think that's great when we have these conditional use permits that we need to look at it.
Well, they
Jim was
have to read
recommending.
them every year or 2 years.
Conditional uses, they don't, they just
No.
have to meet the conditions of approval that were,
Yeah, established, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden, I think the Gorge Live Nations was running on multiple conditional use permits. and
probably
Finally, they cleaned it up and did a
one master plan.
master plan resort, but, okay.
Going to recess until 10:15.
Great.
Thank you.
Good morning, it is 10:16 and we're here for our clerk's office update this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I actually have two things this morning that I wasn't organized, but I'm here and I have them. That's about as organized as it gets today.
It's Monday.
The first thing I had was, I know that we have our out-of-state travel policy. And I'm kind of in I don't know what to do. So my clerk's conference later this month is being hosted by Asotin County in Washington. But they didn't have any hotels available, so our hotels are in Lewiston. So it's kind of, and Lewiston, Clarkston is, right there. I'm a little short on time if I need to do the actual form,
When are they
request
leaving?
forms, but I have them ready if I need to do that. What's that?
When are they leaving?
Where are they?
When's the
When are
conference?
they?
Oh, it's for me.
Oh, it's for you. When are
Yeah.
you leaving? Next week?
June
Like, can they, you get them on the
20
agenda?
Yeah, she can get them
22nd.
on.
Okay, just hand it to Caitlin and we'll get it on the agenda.
Okay.
So yes, even, we just had somebody today
have a
who was going
walk-on
on a
today.
day trip
Oh,
for out-of-state
Okay.
travel. We just need to, I
alright.
guess we have out-of-state.
I will look these over before I hand
Okay.
it to Caitlin, make sure I filled everything in, but I think I had them ready. I started to submit it and I thought, well, really it's a Soton, but I am gonna have to go to Lewiston, so. The other thing I had for you was a letter regarding your auditor selection that I thought long and hard about before preparing, but I will, can give that to you
Go to
as
email,
well.
you want to read it?
Uh,
Or whatever you want to do.
Just a letter of recommendation. So
Has anybody applied?
they're still going through that process with
Yeah, I think
the party.
the 12th is the deadline.
Coming up, yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like it's gonna take
Thursday.
a while. Yeah, I just ran into Daryl. It's gonna be weird not having Daryl and Michelle here. This month is it.
Yeah. And Connie, I
Connie's
guess, is
gone.
already gone. and Lots of
change.
changes. So. I don't know. I have been in conversation with Trevor Bevere regarding it's kind of a fluke that I even found out about it, but it's attorney from Seattle who's been, he's filed motions in two different vulnerable youth guardianship cases where the youth is indigent. So this law firm in Seattle has been representing that person, but now they've hired this other attorney to make these motions to require me to refund money. And we don't do refunds, but I don't think that they are interpreting the rules correctly. And come to find out, this Seattle attorney also wrote a letter to the Clerks Association saying that clerks aren't following these rules right, blah, blah, blah. And so potentially, and Trevor did ask if it was okay for him to reach out to Clear Risk just in case it becomes something bigger. But I think that they're right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thanks for letting us know on that.
yeah, it they didn't serve me with anything. One of my staff just happened to notice and she's like, hey, can they get refunds? And it's like, no. Our fee schedule clearly says no refunds, because once we submit it to the treasurer, it's gone. So we have no way to refund money. So anyway, they've got, I don't know, in my opinion, several strikes against them, and I doubt that it will end up going anywhere. But apparently this attorney has been sending out things and
Sending them to everybody, just to see who pays.
well, I reached out to other clerks to see if anybody else had gotten these types of motions, and nobody was aware of it. But like I say, it was a fluke that I even found out about it. But Trevor's gonna appear at he was gonna contact the attorney and see if they would agree to a continuance to start with, and if not, he'll appear on my behalf and hopefully get it moved down the road, come to some sort of agreement. So we'll see. I was like, what? 20 years and I haven't had a lawsuit yet. I want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure Trevor will handle it.
it would, probably shouldn't say it out loud, but it would be nice to have some sort of determination from a higher court about this particular rule, because I battle with Northwest Justice Project and a lot of the other indigent firms that do this, and all the other clerks do too. It's like we have to argue every time about, no,
Who's right or who's wrong?
just because you get these things free does not mean you get those things free. So otherwise we would be doing work for them for free. We don't, it's not required. So they have other options. They just don't like them because it means that they have to do more work. So yeah, that's really all I've got. Do you guys have anything for me?
Can't think of anything right now,
Things going well?
as well as they
They're
can.
going.
We're all here today.
It's a Monday morning, yeah.
Must be big decisions that need to be made then.
So,
All right, I guess if we have nothing else, we'll go into recess until 10:45.
Thank you.
thank you, Kim.
Good morning, it's 10:45 and we're here for our commissioner work session. Got anything for us this morning?
I received back the signed copy of the county engineer's PO bond, so I'll get that over to Kim Allen today for recording.
Okay.
I forwarded you all the agenda for the Chief for a Day event, which I know Kevin, you've got a lot going on that day, but I'll send it to you guys so that way you can take a look if you plan on attending any part of it. I believe I sent that last week sometime.
Yeah, I printed it out this morning, but do you just need me to read the proclamation? Is that?
I believe Cindy was gonna read the proclamations.
Unless you want to read it.
No, it doesn't matter to me. No, I'm good.
Well, sometimes because the kids were always last and the kids are restless and ready to go, and I will usually just skip about 5 or 6 whereases and just kind of simplify it as
brief.
fast as I can, because they're little,
It doesn't need to be anything crazy.
and we are always last, so they're ready to get out of there.
This morning, I forwarded you the press release that was sent to the Herald about the ribbon cutting ceremony. So if you guys wanted to use that to distribute to anybody, you've got that fresh in your inboxes. Also on Friday, I know you guys don't have, I don't think you have your own credit cards, but we did receive an email from accounting again saying that we were currently nearing the maximum threshold on the county credit cards. Because of this, all departments must cease all spending on the county credit card until further notice. The credit card batch is due this Friday, so
But then it won't get paid on Friday. It won't get paid till sometime next week, right?
most likely.
Well, I don't know if they can do it online, if it's within 24 hours. If they do, send a check. I don't know how they do that.
No, are they planning on doing any kind of a tour at the opening ceremony? Or is it just, we're just doing ribbon cutting?
If you guys
I don't
want to do a tour.
That was what Tom was talking about in his update, just trying to figure out an agenda.
I think people would really like, we haven't really opened it up to the public for tours.
Well,
It
yeah,
would be
since they're gonna
nice
be
to,
there. I mean,
it'd
they
be
might as
really
well-
nice to go through it, and it doesn't have to be a big tour. It could just be kind of a quick,
kind of-
but the hospital had the tour and it was really nice. Good groups every 5 minutes it took off, or
Right. I think it'd be a good
I
idea.
think we should. I mean, the taxpayers voted on it and they're paying for it, and it's quite a, they'll never be able to look at it.
Yeah,
Most of our population will never ever see the inside of it, so I
That's
think we
just
should
it, I mean-
do a tour.
it's up until like 3 or something, 11 to 3 or something.
I will let Tom know.
They don't need to go like in the lunchroom, or it'd be nice to peer in the kitchens, but not to walk through. We can just kind of do a little walk through in the public areas. Yeah, I like it when we do the walkthroughs. It's like the server farms and the different areas that you don't,
Well, yeah, you don't.
you'll never be
normally
able to
see it.
look at it again. It's kind of fun.
Right. No, I think it's a be a good idea. It's kind of a big deal.
And then we have our pilot dinner this Friday. Are you going to it?
I plan on it.
Okay, is Rob going?
I would think so, but
He had
Yeah.
said, he had said maybe.
Okay.
That was the last I had gotten was a maybe. I wasn't, I think I had just gotten a maybe from Kevin also.
I'm planning on it, but
You guys are offline.
a lot could happen between now
I know,
and Friday,
sometimes that happens.
especially at my house.
I totally tried to take the new hires into the jail. Got shut down real quick.
The new jail or the old jail?
New, old, sorry.
The current, I guess the current.
Yeah, just to see it.
Do we have an ambulance here?
Yes,
We'll go into recess until 11 o'clock. We don't have any else.
Okay.
You good? Okay, going to recess until 11.
You guys know where you're going?
it is 11:00. We are here for our position management review. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
We only have one position this morning out of the assessor's office. This submittal pertains to a recent vacancy due to an internal applicant who applied for and was selected to fill the chief appraiser position. The assessor's office is requesting to backfill the appraiser position due to the current workload of the office. Due to the current workload of the appraisers within the office, this backfill is necessary. The appraisers in the assessor's office are responsible for respective work scope residing over 68,000 parcels, and not backfilling this position increases the probability for additional turnover and burnout. So as a backfill, does accounting have any comments, questions, concerns?
No, I'm assuming the position that got made to chief was a higher appraiser 3 or 2. And so we'll be backfilling to appraiser 1.
That's correct. Payroll?
Will this person be local?
Well, it would go out for recruitment. So any.
That's a no? That's my only concern.
And all HR documents are processed. And then does the board have any comments, questions,
No.
concerns?
So,
Questions?
So
They
this
need
was, what was that?
I said they need help.
Yes. So this position will be presented at the HR update tomorrow for final determination.
Thank you.
It's the only one we had on the agenda.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow. Wow. That's the fastest PMR we've ever had.
2 minutes. Way to keep it, way to streamline, Kevin.
Today could have been an email.
And I think it was.
No, I mean the entire day.
Oh, yes.
Pretty much. All right, without anything else, we'll go on recess until tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.